Hey everyone, Blitzball Champ is back here with a brand new video here on the U to the Tube. So, wanted to talk some pro wrestling tonight. There's quite a bit that I wanted to touch on that's happened recently. So let's go on ahead and dive right in. So first off, I want to talk some Stardom, World Wonder Ring Stardom. So, just recently, we've had a couple of title changes. Oh, yeah, a nice, decent handful of title changes. Let's get into it. So, first, we have new Artist of Stardom Trios champions in the form of Oedo Tai, which makes up of Saki Kashima, B. Priestley, and Natsuko Tora. Yes, they dethroned the former champions of Donna Del Mundo, which were Julia, Micah, and Shuri. So Oedo Tai is getting some gold into their faction, and honestly, it doesn't surprise me too much. I mean, Donna Del Mundo has held these titles for a good while, for a pretty decent while. So I figured it was about time for a new set of champions. But that doesn't mean that they didn't walk away with gold as well. But Oedo Tai uh, now has the Artist of Stardom titles. Um, let's see. Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamitani were able to successfully defend the Goddess of Stardom tag titles against the Goddess of Stardom Tag League winners, which were Momo Watanabe and Azumi. So that was a successful defense there. Um, we also have ourselves a new SWA champion as well. At the Sendai Cinderella show, Shuri was able to dethrone B. Priestley. So, thought that was really cool. Shuri now with her first singles title in Stardom, and this isn't any normal championship. So, according to the rules for the SWA championship, whoever, whatever the nationality is of the title holder, they cannot defend the title against somebody else of that same nationality. So you could only wrestle against other wrestlers that were of a different nationality than you. So, for example, I'm American. So if I was the champion, then I could only defend the title against non-American wrestlers. Um, in Shuri's case, they decided to make a little bit of an alteration because technically Shuri is half Japanese, half Filipino. Um, Filipino on her mom's side, Japanese on her dad's side. Um, so yeah, they actually allowed her to defend the SWA title against other Japanese competitors as she represents the Philippines. So that was a nice little loophole, nice little wrench in the system there of the rules. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because at the end of the day, you know she is half Filipina, half Japanese. So deciding to defend it as a Filipina title holder, she would be able to actually be able to defend it a lot more in Japan, which makes a lot of sense considering nowadays with everything going on with the EXO crisis and travel restrictions and stuff like that. It makes it easier for her to be able to consistently defend the title here in Stardom in Japan, since there's plenty of Japanese wrestlers and such. But congratulations to Shuri for becoming the SWA champion. Um, let's see. Micah was able to successfully defend the Future of Stardom championship against Saya Ida. So successful defense there. Although keep your eyes out on Saya Ida. You know, she's been starting to get a few victories lately. So it looks like they're building her up a little bit more. Um, but yeah, keep an eye out for her. And I'm pretty sure this is not the last time you will see these two go against each other. Um, Julia was able to successfully defend the Wonder of Stardom Championship against Konami. And oh man, what a great match it was. Um, but yeah, Julia's still staying strong as the white belt holder. And, you know, it honestly, she'll probably have that belt for a while. You know, with her being the leader of Donna Del Mundo, you know, her having a title for a while seems reasonable. But the big one, the big one. Oh my goodness. I was so excited about this match and the outcome. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a new World of Stardom champion. And that is Utami Hayashishita. That's right. The winner of this year's 5-star Grand Prix has dethroned the ace of Stardom, Mayu Iwatani, and has won the World of Stardom Championship, the red belt, the big red belt. It was such an excellent match, and you know, kudos to Mayu Iwatani. She's had that belt at least a good year and a half. You know, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but she's had that World of Stardom Championship for a long time. But you know something, I like the move. You know, Utami Hayashishita has been really strong, you know, for the last handful of months, especially, you know, she's a tag champion. She won the 5-star Grand Prix. She's really been booked strong, and it's been showing. It's definitely been showing. I like what she's been doing. Pretty much, probably right now, the strongest member in Queen's Quest. You know, not to take anything away from Momo Watanabe, but I'd have to say Utami Hayashishita is probably the strongest member of Queen's Quest right now, and kind of has been even before she won the title. But such an excellent match, and just like that, Utami Hayashishita, with her red and black self, is now wearing the red belt. Um, Now, of course, she's got a big red bullseye on her now that she is World of Stardom champion, and we already know what her first title defense will be. It'll be in December 20th, so week of Christmas, and she will be defending against her stablemate, the leader of Queen's Quest, Momo Watanabe. Um, it's interesting. At the end of that Sendai Cinderella, or Cinderella Sendai, however, which way, show, um, pretty much Julia, Shuri, and Momo Watanabe showed up interested in challenging for Utami's World of Stardom Championship, and Utami decided to pick Momo. She picked Momo because technically Momo has a tie and a victory um, against Utami Hayashishita. So it's fair choice, fair choice. And I guess you know she gets dibs because she's in Queen's Quest. But yeah. And oh, I also forgot to mention, Azumi had a successful high speed title defense against Gokiken Death. Um, Very well done. She's another one. You know, ever since Azumi won the high speed championship, she's actually been on a roll in a lot of her matches. You know, not saying that she's won every match, but she's really ascended in the ranks in Stardom ever since she won that title. And but I do hope at some point, I do hope at some point Riho gets a one-on-one opportunity. I want to see if Azumi can beat Riho one-on-one. I think she can, because remember, Azumi won that title not in a one-on-one match. I believe it was in a fatal four-way. So I would like to see Azumi versus Riho. You know, Riho has held that high-speed championship for a long time, and she didn't lose it in a one-on-one match. So I think it'd be cool to see Azumi defend the title against Riho. See how that one-on-one matchup can go. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But at least we know Utami's first title defense will be against Momo. So looking forward to that. That's late December, so Utami's got a while before she has to defend it. But like I said, I've become a huge fan of Utami Hayashishita throughout this year. Pardon me, but I'm happy she won. I'm happy she won the title. She's been very strong, and I'd like to see how long of a title run that she has. I hope she has a good title run. Um, Next, wanted to talk some AEW. I have to say, I'm starting to really like the tag team Top Flight. And the funny thing about it is that these guys idolize the Young Bucks and the Motor City Machine Guns. Two of my favorite tag teams. And just to see them have, matter of fact, the Young Bucks' first title defense was against Top Flight, and it was a great match. Seeing both styles really come into play. And yeah, I just really like what Top Flight has to offer. I'd say keep your eyes on them. Keep your eyes on them. I would love to see them little by little rise in the ranks in AEW and really see how they can do. So I like it. Definitely like what I see from Top Flight. And even Alex Shelley posted on his Twitter, he would love to have like a triple threat match. Motor City Machine Guns versus Top Flight versus the Young Bucks. Oh man, that would be such a treat. That would be such a treat. Um, Word is out that John Moxley and Renee Young are expecting a baby. So congratulations to them. Um, which also kind of makes me wonder, will that kind of tie into maybe a clue of when he'll end up losing the title? We'll see. Uh, so we know that December 2nd, I believe I said that right. December 2nd is when Moxley will defend the title against Kenny Omega, who won the Eliminator tournament. And honestly, I'll be real with you. I think Kenny Omega's going to do it. I do. I think he's going to do it. If anybody I feel is going to dethrone Moxley, because nobody else has done it yet, I think Kenny Omega will. I think he's back to being the cleaner. I think he'll end up doing it. But we'll see. This isn't a pay-per-view match. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Um Will Hobbs turned heel and has joined Taz's team. And man, that's quite a team. Now you got absolute Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, and Will Hobbs. Man, that's two big dudes. Dang, that's crazy. Um, we had the return of Pac, um, which he was able to defeat the Blade. Got a shooting star press into the brutalizer. Got attacked by Eddie Kingston and his crew. You had the Butcher as well, and let's see. Ray Phoenix came out to assist Pac, and then afterwards, Penta El Cero Miedo came out with a chair. Was looking like he was going to hit Pac with it, and then swung at Eddie Kingston and his group. So it looks like Death Triangle is back together. They have reunited. I like it. I definitely like it. I like it. So at least you got a feud going there with Pac and the Lucha Bros and Eddie Kingston and the Butcher and the Blade. It works. It works. So hopefully that's a feud that will really last for quite a bit. But I like what they did there. I really do. Definitely like what they did. Um, let's see. So we know that we already know Sheeta has a new opponent for her to defend her title against, and that is in the form of the Dark Order's Anna Jay. This is her first title shot. I don't see her winning, but I think it's cool that somebody new, is getting a title shot, and Sheeta's just been racking up title defenses, and but from the looks of things, I think it's safe to say that probably Sheeta is gonna finish out the year still AEW Women's World Champion, but who knows? Who knows? But she's got another title defense coming up, so that's cool. Um, had a great match for the NWA uh, women's world championship, where Serena Deeb successfully defended against Thunder Rosa. Um, although Britt Baker and Rebel interfered in the match, of course, Thunder Rosa attacked Britt Baker afterwards. So looks like that may be a new feud established. But yeah, I can definitely dig it. There was also a segment where Brandy Rhodes was attacked backstage. Um, not sure if Vicky Guerrero and Nyla Rose had something to do with it or what, but guess we'll see as time passes. But Inner Circle had a celebration out in Vegas, with new member MJF. It was pretty hilarious too. Even had a little appearance from Hornswoggle, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, they're really starting to show more of them together, with new member MJF, and yeah, it's comedy right there. Really, really good, really good. So definitely like what I'm seeing out of the Inner Circle, and it's keeping me interested. It's definitely keeping me interested. So kudos kudos to them for that entertainment. But that's pretty much all I have for AEW. Moving on to some WWE, mainly NXT. So we know that we have War Games, which I believe is December 6th, and I'm guessing this will be the last takeover of the year. And yeah, NXT has delivered some great War Games takeovers lately. I think this is the third War Games. I think somebody correct me if I'm wrong. This is either the third or the fourth. I think it's the third. I think it's the third. But think it's the third. But the Takeover War Games shows have been great, and we know for sure uh, one of the War Games matches for the men are pretty much gonna be Pat McAfee's group, which will be him, uh, Danny Burch, or Oni Lorcan, and Pete Dunne going up against the Undisputed Era. All four members of the Undisputed Era: Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong. Um, Something I'm definitely looking forward to. Um, War Games is very familiar territory for the Undisputed Era, so I guess if you think about it, they have a edge. But also Pete Dunne has War Games experience, so this should be good. This should be really good. I'll be curious to see how Pat McAfee does in a War Games match. This rivalry has really been brewing, and it's been great. It's been really, really great. So to see these two teams go at it in War Games, I think will be excellent. I think it'll be really excellent. And then looking at the women's, I don't think it's set in stone yet, but if they do, it looks like they are going to have a women's War Games. And it's looking like one of the teams is probably going to be Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai. Um, which is a good team. Which is a pretty good team. Um, like I said, I know they haven't shown a lot of Indy Hartwell, but I've looked up some of her matches. She looks legit. She looks very legit. So if anything, it's good to see her, get more matches, get more TV time. So I like it. I definitely like it. I'm thinking for the other team, it'll probably be something along the lines of, pardon me, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Tony Storm, and one more that I can't really think of. Yeah, one more, but I don't know. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a surprise fourth team member or something like that. I'd be curious to know. But looking forward to that. Looking very forward to that. That's quite a big way for Ember Moon to return to a takeover like War Games. And the same thing for Tony Storm. So I definitely like it. I definitely really like it. Um, but I'm very curious to see who the fourth team member will be. Um, Once again, Leon Ruff, still your North American champion. Of course, Damian Priest, intentionally got caused the disqualification so he could keep the belt. Leon Ruff didn't like that too much. Um, Johnny Gargano brawled with Damian Priest for a bit. Leon Ruff came in, attacked both, and you know what? I like it. Let's not be fooled. Leon Ruff is actually a pretty dang on good wrestler. I got to see him live twice at Evolve. Dude is legit. I mean, he looks similar to maybe Cheeseburger, uh, body and stature, but the dude can wrestle, and the dude is fast and crafty. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he'll have that title for long, but it'll be interesting to see how they can keep the title on him for a foreseeable amount of time. You know, it's something new. It's something different. So I can dig it. And like I said, I like Leon Ruff. I think he's great in the ring. I think he's good in the ring. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. Um, Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley tore the roof off in their main event match for the NXT Women's Championship. And I tell you, it was back and forth. Um, there was a scare with Io Shirai. I wasn't sure if they were gonna have to stop the match or throw up the X, but thankfully she was good enough and all right to continue with the match. I think Rhea Ripley, I think one of her piercings ripped or something like that. She had a bloody ear or something like that. But man, it was just back and forth. It was sick. But ultimately, just when Rhea Ripley got back into the ring to beat the 10 count, bam! Hit with a Io Shirai moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Wow, such a great match. And it was good to see them shake hands and embrace at the end. Rhea Ripley gave Io a little smack on the butt, too. But that was good. That was a great, great match. And honestly, it was definitely a long time coming. You know, these two facing off one on one. I mean, they know each other very well. They've wrestled each other in the Mae Young Classic too. So I mean, this is nothing different than what I would expect. And these two ladies delivered. They delivered. And you know, it looks like this chapter of Io versus Rhea finally came to a close. And who knows? Like, is this the end of Rhea Ripley's NXT run? I mean, it might seem that way, but we'll have to see what happens. But speculation is that Rhea Ripley might get called up. That this match may have been what ends her NXT run, and she gets the main roster call up. Um, I do have a little hope that if she does get moved to permanent spot on the main roster, I think they will use her correctly. You know, just because of who she is and her size and everything. But I only said a little hope, a little bit of hope. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. Um, Regal went to find Boa, and Boa said she's coming. She's coming. Zia Lee still nowhere to be found, but he just kept saying she's coming. Don't know who he's talking about, but it's really got me curious. It's got me curious. I was talking I was talking to a friend of mine, to a couple of friends, and one of them brought up an interesting thought. One was thinking maybe uh she could potentially be either Seri, the sun god, or Mako Satomura. Not bad thoughts. Not bad thoughts. But here's the problem with those two thoughts about Sari the Sun God. Which, for those of you who don't know who I'm talking about, she's another Japanese wrestler that WWE had signed to a contract, but has not been able to bring her over here due to Exo Crisis and traveling and all that. But apparently, I heard that until she is cleared to travel here, that she can continue to work where she's at until clearance. So I think that's cool. That's cool. Excuse me. I think that's cool that they're allowing that. Um, and Mako Satomura, apparently, word is that she is to be a trainer at NXT UK. So I don't know how much follow through that's going to be, but that's one issue that I have is just, the status of these two. And secondly, I think whoever this she is Chinese, which Mako Satomura and Suri are Japanese. I'm really thinking that this is gonna end up being some sort of a Chinese triad faction. You know, kind of like similar maybe to like the Black Lotus clan that was on Lucha Underground or something like that. But I still think maybe, I mean, the only person that I can think of is Karen Q. That's got to be who it is. I mean, she's the only other one of Chinese descent that can speak fluent Chinese. So that's all that if it's not Zaya, that's really the only person that I could think of that it could be is Karen Q. So I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm very intrigued and very curious as to what this is going to turn into. But I think it's going to be some sort of Chinese triad stable with Boa Zia Lee and maybe Karen Q. Which Karen Q and Zia Lee know each other very well. They were tagging up together as Hot and Spicy for a while until Karen Q got injured. So I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But um, that's pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much all that I have. Oh, Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship back, so we are still going to get Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. So that's still gonna happen. But but yeah, Drew McIntyre, two-time WWE champion now. So uh I will probably do another video on Survivor Series preview. They're still got some things to clear up. Like they still need to figure out the two remaining ladies for women's team SmackDown this Friday. Um, Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose got replaced by Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans for Team Raw. So so yeah, I'll probably do a preview video of that once everything is set in stone and give my final thoughts on that. Still kind of an underwhelming Survivor Series card so far, if you ask me. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's pretty much all that I have. But let me know what y'all's thoughts are about what I've talked about tonight. What are y'all looking forward to? Are y'all excited for Survivor Series? I mean, what are y'all excited for? What y'all think of the recent showings of WWE, Stardom, AEW? Um, oh, one last little thing. Uh, Impact Wrestling. I'm sorry, this just popped into my mind. Impact Wrestling. Congratulations to the Good Brothers for winning the tag team titles. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Doc Gallows. Um, and apparently the Radicals had their final farewell match on Impact Wrestling, and word is that they may be coming to the WWE. Uh, don't know how I feel about that, but I don't know. Maybe they'll end up coming as part of 205 Live or NXT. Don't know if they'll be a faction or a tag team or what, but I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, okay, that's all that I have. Like, comment, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off. God bless y'all. Laters.